Hi, this is Norm Robbins with RenoArts.news, and I'm here with Rieko Shimbo, who heads a group called Reno Taiko Tsurunokai.
Tsurunokai. Yeah.
And,
it's hard to say.
It's hard to say the first time. And we will be getting into some very interesting material. Thank you very much for joining us,
Yeah.
Rieko-san.
Yeah.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Tell us about yourself
Yeah.
and Taiko Tsurunokai.
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 Yeah. So, I came to Reno. I grew up in Tokyo, and I actually, learned how to play traditional Japanese taiko drum when I was there, when I grew up there. And then I came to Reno 25 years ago, and when I came over here, there's no taiko group here, so and I was always a drummer. I used to play, drum set in the rock band.
You weren't interested in melody, just the rhythm.
Yeah, I loved the rock in the drums, so I used to play in the rock band and the drums and things. And anyway, I came over here and I thought, we need a taiko drum. So I ended up building because it's very expensive to buy a taiko drum and bring it from Japan. So
in Japan, are they still making taiko drums out of hollowed out tree trunks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that must be exceptionally expensive.
Yeah, taiko drum is not a cheap thing. The taiko maker is a generations of taiko craftsmanship. They're making people who makes this drum for a long time, and they use certain materials, and then it's all this special skills.
But here we drink a lot of wine.
Yeah.
So we empty
first
wine barrels.
We have to drink wine first. Well, actually, the very first drum that I made was, I actually went to Napa and bought a new, the factory that making a barrel, and then bought the new one that hasn't used yet. That was the first one that I made the drum. It actually had a stay, the ring part.
Mm-hmm.
So it looked pretty different from a real taiko drum, but sounded really good. And so I built, and then I just brought to the Buddhist church that they have in Reno. They have a obon, which is a Japanese summer kind of a festival thing. And they always have taiko drum to go with. So I thought, you need to have a taiko drum. So I brought my big wine barrel taiko drum, and then that's the first time I played here. And the people, there are a lot of Japanese American who live here. There's a Japanese American Citizen League here, and there are a lot of Japanese American who would love to learn Japanese traditional culture.
Mm-hmm.
So some of them asked me, can you teach me how to do this? And sure. And then that's how I started the group in my a living room. I used to live by Rancho San Rafael Park, and people come over and then play the taiko drum, and then neighbors actually loved it because they said, can I bring the lawn chair and sit and listen? Yeah, it was very nice. So that's how I started maybe 23 years ago, and it's been just going.
It's very impressive music. I have to say that. How many people are in your group now?
I'll say, maybe you always around 15, 20 people in between.
Who play the drums?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a big group. downloaded something from the internet because I couldn't figure out how you would know how to play. If you play melody, there's a
Yeah.
notation system for that. So apparently, there's a notation system for drumming. And I downloaded it. And it's right here. Can you read that?
Yeah, it says don doko, like that.
I got it.
Yeah.
Tell us
And,
about that.
So in Japan, the traditional way of teaching the rhythm is by singing, not by. So we don't write it like Western kind of a way. So when I teach, I sing the rhythm. So this goes like don doko, and then you have to kind of say it while you're playing it. So like, and then like don doko. Okay, that's how it goes, and then doko, and then there are all rhythms that have different sounds that I can, so. It's a different way, like in India, also they have traditional music, with the tabla. They also sing instead of writing and reading. So I think it's a traditional way of doing it in different cultures.
Tell us a little bit about the history of taiko drums.
So the taiko drum has been in Japan for a long time. Maybe there are like a document about like 1,500 years ago or something that there's some drum, but drum came from the mainland China, the big land. But then the Japanese actually developed our own style of the big drums, and it spread it all over Japan, especially like in the Shinto shrine or the temples, and then they spread it to the normal regular people for the villages, So mostly in the history they use the taiko drum because it's so powerful that they use for the war, to scare the enemies or whatever. That kind
and
of
to
a
give military instructions, I assume, like attack, retreat.
Yeah, for the kind of
take a break for lunch.
Yeah, that's right. So you use the war. Also, let's see. So the type of music that we play now is more like a folk music. And then we use, like I told you about the summer festival, Obon dancing.
Yes.
Almost everywhere you go in Japan, all over, they have taiko drum. And they develop their different, have a different style of dancing to go with, and things like that. So. But I play a lot of songs that I play. There's some songs that come from the shrine. There's a festival in Shinto shrine, and those are more kind of connected to nature, and so some of the songs that we play, like. Some representing the sound is like a wave of the ocean, or representing some of the, like the forest or nature or harvesting, those.
That has to be Shinto.
Those are, it's connected to the people's life.
Yes.
And the nature.
Very interesting.
So.
Tell us about the name you chose. Let me see if I can get it right. Tsurunokai.
Tsurunokai.
Kai.
So
80% there.
Yeah.
I have one syllable to work on.
Yeah, I actually kind of regretting to make the name so hard for people to pronounce, because almost everyone in this country cannot really say it right. But the reason why I chose this Tsurunokai is Tsuru means crane, and Kai means gathering. So the gathering of the crane is our name. And the reason why I chose was because crane represent, in Japan, traditionally, crane is representing anything good, like longevity or happiness or, any, good thing. So like if you go to Japan, you see the crane when you go to wedding, or anything, something happy things, the crane represent the happiness. So gathering of the happy people would be a good name.
It's a marvelous name. So we
Except
stumble.
the pronunciation.
So we stumble over it. It's a lovely name. And when you go to Japan, you see cranes everywhere.
Yeah.
You see cranes in the art.
Mm-hmm.
You see it in cloth printing.
Mm-hmm.
You see it on these little pieces of cloth that go down in front of restaurants. What do you call that?
Oh, like noren?
Noren.
Yeah.
Okay. They're just everywhere. It's
Yeah.
it's a happy
Yeah.
symbol.
And then also the thousand crane is a very famous thing. Have you heard thousand cranes?
No.
Like there's a story of the thousand crane that the girl who was in Hiroshima when it happened, the bomb happened, and then she was ill, but then she made the thousand crane with the little paper wrapping.
Yes, I know.
Did you hear about those stories?
Yes, and tell us the name of paper, not wrapping, but paper.
Origami.
Origami.
Yeah.
I knew I'd mispronounce it.
That's origami.
I
Yeah.
wanted you to do it first.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Japanese paper folding.
And then
And-
it's kind of by doing 1,000 times, and then you put some thoughts into it, something, So, like recently, actually, a month ago or something, our group folded 1,000 crane.
Really?
Because one of the member that we had for a long time, who moved to Oregon, she found out that she had a breast cancer in the spring, and she's going through chemo and everything.
Yes.
So she used to be a teacher here, a high school teacher, and then her student was also doing the taiko drum, and he suggested, why don't we make 1,000 crane? So we did 1,000 crane and then sent it to her.
Tell us about what you have coming up in September, your group.
Oh, that's right. So the first one that we have is Trails and Vistas, which is, I don't know the date though. September.
You keep talking and I'll
okay.
look it up.
I think it's September, the first weekend of on Saturday, and then it's the event that it happens in Tahoe City, around Tahoe City, but it's a beautiful event that people walk around in a trail, like 2 miles trail or so, and then there are a lot of different artists that you can go walk and listen to the music, and then go walk 15 minutes and see a dance, and then go 15 minutes and then listen to the poetry, things like that. So it's a nice, very unique event, and we love to do it. You get to hear the taiko drum in the nature, in the
Okay.
setting of the
Guess what?
trees.
I don't have the dates.
That's okay. It's
But
like,
I will
it's the first
publish
week,
them.
yeah, first weekend on Saturday.
And you have 3 more coming up.
Yes, we have one I think it's, the one is, I think it's, it's the Castle Wall.
It's
think I have
okay.
to-
I
have to
will
look it
publish
up.
them.
Yeah.
And
There's some
the-
like a cancer walk or JDRF juveniles walk. There's one in UNR
yes,
that for the summer.
and you perform at fundraisers?
Yeah, some of the performance that I do around here, different.
I know you're
events.
doing Ali because I'm a member.
There are a lot of, that's right. I do it for, some good cause and things, for
Okay.
fundraising and things. And, or
Let's-
sometimes we did for the art town, for fun, for the
Let's-
community.
Let's stay in the commercial vein.
Mhm,
If someone representing a group
mhm,
wants to get a hold of you
mhm,
and wants you to perform at whatever,
mhm.
how
Oh,
do
you
they
have to-
contact
yeah,
you?
You have to go to renotaiko.com.
Reno, which we all know,
Taiko. Taiko.
which some of us don't,
Yeah,
and .com everybody
.com.
knows.
yeah.
And,
You don't have to write Tsurunokai because it's too hard.
yeah, it's too hard, but it's beautiful. A
Uh-huh.
gathering of cranes. What could be more
Yeah,
lovely?
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Arigato
Arigato
gozaimasu.
gozaimasu.
Aren't you supposed to say doitashimashite?
Doitashimashite.
Thank you. I've scripted this.
Yeah, doitashimashite.
And we will see you at your rehearsal.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you. Thank you.